Hello, this is Ted Gambardella, and I want to tell you a little about the old adage, perfect practice makes perfect. Not. Recently, I've been doing a series of articles on how to be a great MMA fighter, and I've been asked by one of my readers, I've been practicing martial arts daily for years, but I don't seem to be getting any better. What is wrong? Since I don't know what the student is practicing, I need to ask a few questions. The first thing I would like to know is what skills and techniques they are actually practicing. And are they practicing all the skills necessary to become a great MMA fighter? Probably not. Since many students do not have access, time, or the money to go and find the truly great teachers out there who are proficient in all aspects of MMA. A boxing coach, a strength coach, a wrestling coach, a judo coach, a Muay Thai coach, a flexibility coach, a diet and nutrition coach, a mental conditioning coach, a kickboxing coach, a fitness coach, a grappling coach, and finally a jiu-jitsu coach. Or unless you live close enough to all these great coaches and can afford it, you will not be able to learn all the skills that the truly great mixed martial artists, fighters possess. And please don't forget the cost of training with 10 different coaches. You can average about $100 a coach, so that's $1,000 a week. Therefore, I would suggest and recommend that you get a series of DVDs and books on martial arts techniques from the best mixed martial arts teachers and martial arts teachers in the world. You can and definitely should learn at home with the help of DVDs and books by great coaches, not necessarily great fighters. Most great fighters are not great coaches, and most great coaches are not great fighters. Remember that! I would rather learn from a great coach than train with a great fighter. You simply don't learn enough about what works and why it works for you and how to do the techniques that will work when you're only training and getting your techniques from a great fighter or another fighter. The main thing you need to learn from training with another fighter who is not a coach is how to fight and defend against a particular fighter. Many great MMA fighters will get a sparring partner who closely resembles the size, speed, and power and techniques of the fighter they're going to be ready to face. This training, along with a great coach who tells them what to do and how to beat that particular sparring partner or that particular fighting technique, is great. But most fighters do not have this luxury, so they have to train with a small dojo with one teacher only. So they do not learn all the techniques from the books that they should to be a great fighter. They need to learn from DVDs and books that will teach them. There's an old saying that goes, perfect practice makes perfect, or practice makes perfect. Let me assure you that is wrong. Perfect practice makes perfect, not practice makes perfect. If you're practicing poor techniques, you will not get any better. If you practice everyday techniques that don't work in the ring, then no matter how long you practice them, you won't become a better MMA fighter. You will get better at doing the wrong things, but you won't get better at doing the right things unless you practice doing the right things in the right situations. And that can only happen if you learn the right techniques from the very beginning. Let's look at some great basketball coaches in colleges and stuff. All of them get high quality players who were stars on their high school teams, but who have learned very bad habits and poor techniques that will not allow them to become stars on their college team. It is the great coach that teaches them the right techniques to win in college and does not let them just continue to practice their same bad techniques they learned in high school or made up themselves. It is the same with all great coaches. Let me give you an example from wrestling. My son was a state champion wrestler. He wrestled for 17 years. When my son, Teddy Gambardella, was wrestling in the junior leagues, a lot of the wrestling matches were won by the stronger wrestlers. Wrestlers who didn't really know what they were doing, who didn't have the best techniques, but they won simply because they were stronger than the other little boys out there wrestling. And the other wrestlers didn't know what they were doing either, too. So they were stronger and the other wrestler didn't know anything. When you fight and wrestle someone who doesn't know correct techniques, the stronger man will usually win. But that all changes when you go to high school. In high school, the stronger wrestler does not usually win, but the wrestler who knows and uses the best proper techniques wins. And it is the same in mixed martial arts. Coach Jeff Smith Oklahoma State University, has 2 Olympic gold medals and 4 international wrestling championships. His wrestling teams at OSU are consistently ranked in the top 5 and usually win the national wrestling championships. Coach Smith works his wrestlers extremely hard, but he does not push them to be the strongest wrestlers on the mat. They are the best trained, and they do the best techniques. Coach Smith is not a big man. He's not muscular. But he can and does beat wrestlers who outweigh him in practice by 50 to 100 pounds. He beats them with technique. He is a living example of perfect practice makes perfect. Now back to my point about you learning your MMA skills at home. Since most people will not have the opportunity to train with the great MMA coaches out there for various reasons, that doesn't mean that they can't train with the real great MMA coaches by using DVDs and books. Invest $20 in some great DVDs and $20 in some great books, and take the techniques shown on the DVD and in the book and do them one at a time until you perfect them. Then your MMA skills and techniques will advance and your winning percentages will go up, up, and up. If you don't take advantage of great training available with DVDs and books on the internet and on various aspects of MMA, you won't achieve your full potential as a mixed martial artist. And you know what? It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Just do Google searches to find books and DVDs for specific sports that you like and techniques that you want to learn. Also recommend doing YouTube searches and Google video searches. You'll be amazed at all the free training and techniques you can learn from these absolutely free sources. There's simply no reason you don't learn and train from the best of the best in MMA coaches in the world, when most of the training can be yours absolutely free or very inexpensively. And the rewards will be significant and will last a lifetime. This is Grandmaster Ted Gambardella, and I'm telling you, you can be the best.